have 5 children. I have also a grandbaby that lives with us, and my husband, and a mother in a nursing home.
As a husband, when she got sick and all during the operations and stuff, it was very heart-wrenching and very lonesome for me because I didn't have any family here.
Things became very tough because Tommy and I share the responsibility of providing for our family.
As my time being in the hospital with her, I was eating my vacation up, eating my sick leave up, and then it got to the point where I didn't have any more.
I wasn't there to provide the guidance for my children, the support for my children, to help Tommy with the needs of preparing meals and taking care of the bills and going to work and doing the things I needed to do, taking my children where they needed to be.
My kids needed some guidance. I needed to get to work. I was getting pressured from work.
So I felt, not only was I feeling sick and ill and not knowing exactly what was going to happen, but I felt worried and concerned for my family and for Tommy and what he was going through.
And at the same time, when I was going through all this, my mother was ill, and of course Pat's mom was in a nursing home, and I was just torn in so many different directions. I didn't know what to do.
We got to a point where we really didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen financially. We didn't know what was going to happen with me.
Then the bills started coming in for the first of the month, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for my electric bill because I was having to pay this and pay that.
I got to come home after 21 days and thought I was on the road to recovery and things were getting better. And the church really stepped in, and I remember people coming to the hospital and visiting with Tommy and I and handing us a card and just said, we just wanted to give you a card, and they'd walk out and Tommy and I'd open it and there would be money.
The next thing I know, Russell calls me on the phone and says, Tom, we've got a check for you. I said, well, I appreciate it. I didn't know what to say. I was overwhelmed.
And I remember the first day that somebody called one of the boys or something to help them unload, and the van was full of food.
Man, I almost needed a U-Haul to bring the groceries home.
I remember them telling me how excited they were because there was cereal and chips and things that they could just go to the pantry and pull out and eat, and they didn't have to worry about somebody cooking, and they didn't have to worry about getting in trouble for eating it.
It got to the point where I couldn't, my pantry was full, boxes were sitting around and I had to put them somewhere, and so this went on for a month. When
I came home, the food came in, people started bringing meals in and coming over, and the time of visitation, you know, that was very important too, not just the food and the finances.
At the time, the church was there. I needed the church, and the church came through with flying colors, way more than I even expected.
I remember one night feeling really, really down, and I remember that night Gary Morgan came, knocked on the door, and it was just a true blessing just to have him kneel beside me and pray for me and just tell me, you know, encouraging words to help me get through a really tough time.
We were just so blessed with so much that I just told her we needed to pass it on and help some families in our church. So that's what we did. I just wanted to pay it forward because we were blessed with it.
We really felt like we had family around us, and that was vitally important because we didn't have extended family here.
I just thank the church. I thank everybody in the church, because if it hadn't been for them, my needs or my family's needs wouldn't have been met, and I don't know where we'd be right now. So I just want to thank everybody.